She ordered me to protect her daughter, then demanded I become her son-in-law. The first time I met High Chancellor Eloria of Valeth Prime, I wasn't sure if she was going to thank me or have me executed. My name is Captain Darrenholt, a human soldier who spent most of his adult life serving in the Interstellar Peace Corps. I wasn't from any royal bloodline or ancient warrior house. I was just another kid who grew up in the orbital slums of Earth Station 9, clawed his way through military academies, and eventually earned command of a small expeditionary unit. My career, though respectable, was hardly the stuff of legends, which was why, when I was summoned to Valeth, the most powerful world in the Tri-Spiral Alliance, I assumed it was some bureaucratic mistake. It wasn't. When I landed on the Emerald Skied capital world, I was escorted into the towering palace of crystalline spires where Eloria herself awaited. She was tall, regal, her silver hair catching the light like woven starlight. Beside her stood her daughter, Lysera, the heir to the Valeth throne. Lysera was nothing like her mother. Where Eloria radiated steel and authority, Lysera was softer, her eyes curious, her smile hesitant. She was perhaps 20, barely out of adolescence by Valeth standards. The Chancellor's first words to me were not a greeting. "Captain Holt," she said, her voice echoing in the vast chamber, "you will protect my daughter with your life." I saluted instinctively, though my mind reeled. "Protect her, Your Grace? From whom?" Eloria's gaze sharpened. From everyone. The beginning, the assignment. Valeth Prime was a jewel of the galaxy, rich in resources, culture, and influence. That also meant Lysera was a target. Rival houses, power-hungry generals, assassins, and even alien factions who saw her as leverage. It seemed half the galaxy would have profited from harming her. Eloria's intelligence officers had uncovered credible threats. Plots to kidnap or kill the princess during her upcoming diplomatic tour to the neutral sectors. The Chancellor didn't trust her own guard, fearing infiltration. She wanted someone entirely outside Valeth politics. Someone expendable, if need be. That someone was me. "I don't care what it takes," Eloria commanded. "Stay with her, watch her, guard her. Do not fail me." I had faced warlords, pirates, and creatures that could tear man in two. Yet, somehow, guarding a sheltered princess felt like the most impossible assignment of my life. Middle, protecting Lysera. Lysera's tour began 2 weeks later. We traveled aboard the Aurelia's Grace, a sleek diplomatic cruiser escorted by 2 battle frigates. Officially, I was her advisor. Unofficially, I was her shadow. At first, Lysera resented me. "You hover like a hawk," she complained as we disembarked on Clython Station, the first stop of her tour. "I can't so much as breathe without you at my shoulder." "That's the idea," I replied. She rolled her eyes. "I don't need a human watchdog." But she did. The first attempt came on Clython. A drone disguised as a delivery unit tried to breach her chambers. I intercepted it before it exploded, the blast rocking the corridor and nearly throwing us both into space. After that, she stopped complaining. Still, guarding her wasn't just about intercepting threats. It meant long hours by her side, through endless councils, diplomatic dinners, and ceremonial speeches. I watched her charm dignitaries, negotiate with merchants, and even play with street children in refugee camps. Slowly, I saw the difference between the Chancellor and the daughter. Lysera wasn't hardened like her mother. She was kind, sometimes naive but genuine, and she had a way of looking at me that unnerved me, as if she saw past the uniform and the scars, into a part of me I'd long buried. One night, aboard the ship, I found her on the observation deck. She sat alone, staring at the stars, her usual smile absent. "You ever wonder," she asked softly, "if all this is worth it? The speeches, the politics, the endless danger?" I leaned against the rail beside her. Every soldier asks that. Some never find an answer. She turned to me. "And you?" I hesitated, then answered honestly. "I protect people. That's my answer." Her eyes glistened. "Then, thank you for protecting me." The escalation, the kidnapping. The threats escalated as we neared the neutral border. Assassins disguised as servants infiltrated the ship, only to be caught in time. A sabotaged airlock nearly vented us all into the void. And then came the kidnapping. We had docked at Arcanus Prime, a desert world known for its unstable alliances. Lysera was scheduled to meet the Planetary Council in the Grand Hall. Despite my precautions, the attack was surgical. Flashbangs, gas, armed mercenaries. By the time I cut down the last of them, Lysera was gone. I tore through the city like a madman, following every lead, every trail. Hours later, I found her in the catacombs beneath the old palace, bound and surrounded by mercenaries hired by a rival house. Their leader sneered. Step aside. Human. She's worth more alive to us than dead. I didn't step aside. The fight was brutal. Blades, plasma fire, fists. I don't remember half of it. Only the rage, the determination. When it ended, I was bleeding from half a dozen wounds, and every mercenary lay dead. Lysera trembled as I cut her bonds. You came, she whispered. I swore I'd protect you, I said, lifting her into my arms. Even if it kills me. Her hands clutched my uniform, as if she never wanted to let go. The turning point, a different kind of order. When we returned to Valeth weeks later, Chancellor Eloria summoned me again. Her piercing eyes studied the scars I'd earned, the weariness of my posture, and the way Lysera hovered near me as though she couldn't bear distance. You have done more than protect her, Eloria said coldly. You have become indispensable to her. I dropped to one knee. My duty is fulfilled, Chancellor. I will step aside. But Eloria shook her head. No, you will not step aside. You will stay. I frowned. Stay? As her guard. The Chancellor's lips curved into a rare, wry smile. No, as her husband. The words struck me harder than any blade. Your Grace, I am not worthy of such an honor. I am just a soldier. You are the only one I trust with her life, Eloria interrupted, and the only one she trusts with her heart. I see it in her eyes. I turned, meeting Lysera's gaze. She blushed, but didn't look away. Mother, she whispered, please. Eloria stood. I demand it. Protect her not just as a guard, but as her partner, as my son-in-law. The ending, a choice. For days I wrestled with the demand. Marriage was a political tool on Valeth, a union with me, a human soldier with no noble blood, would scandalize the great houses. It would place a target on both of us. Yet, I thought of the nights on the observation deck. The way Lysera's laughter softened even the harshest worlds we visited. The way she clung to me when her life was in danger. I realized it wasn't just duty anymore. I cared for her. Deeply. The wedding was small by Valeth standards, attended only by the royal family and trusted allies. As I stood beside Lysera, her hand in mine, I no longer felt like the orphan boy from Earth Station 9. I felt like someone who had found his place in the stars. When the vows were spoken, Eloria watched us with something rare in her eyes. Pride. After the ceremony, Lysera leaned close and whispered, You don't just protect me, Darren. You complete me. And for the first time in years, I allowed myself to believe in something beyond war, beyond duty. I believed in us. Because sometimes protection isn't just about shields and weapons. Sometimes it's about giving your heart, even when you never expected to.